All right.
Hi, welcome back to West Coast Geeks. I'm your host, Joaquin. How we doing, people? You know who's with me.
What's up, guys? It's Eric.
What's up, my boy Eric indeed. If all goes well, this video will come out the way we want. And if it does, we deserve a like. I used to play Warhammer back in the day with my boy Eric here when I was living in Vegas from 2000 to 2008, but I don't think I started
Yeah.
playing until like 2004 in Vegas or 3, somewhere around there, give or take. So I just love playing Warhammer Fantasy. Not that much into a 40K player, but Warhammer Fantasy and that game that was like the major figure skirmisher game, Confrontation, and the Warhammer Fantasy skirmisher game. Was it Morheim or whatever?
Yeah, Mordheim was for fantasy.
Yeah. So I love playing stuff like that. A while back, Eric was like, "Well, I've heard, Age of Sigmar is pretty cool, and you said you played. So what did you like about it, real quick, as
I
I
really
do this
well,
unboxing?"
like you said, you prefer the. I prefer the fantasy genre. I've always preferred it over sci-fi. I preferred fantasy over 40K, even though I've been playing 40Ks fucking 35 years or however long it's been out. But yeah, the fantasy genre is just something I've always liked. I like, that's what I prefer. When it first came out, I was a little annoyed, and I was like, this is stupid. They just had like it was a rumor, a bunch of dumb rules and stuff.
Yeah, like if you fart like a dwarf, get +2 to your dice roll, stupid stuff like that. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that. That's why I didn't want to
yeah,
play
it's
it.
stupid. You gotta wog like a orc or some bullshit, and I'm like, man, this is fucking dumb. So then I kind of looking more at 40K, but second edition really moved Age of Sigmar onto like a more serious game. It was more, you know, solid, I guess you could say.
So this is
But
like third edition
I
then,
played a
right?
few games in second. What was that?
This is third edition, I believe. That's
Yeah,
the
third edition is the new one that just came out.
Yeah, I think
And
might be
like
right.
I've been working. Well, it's funny you're doing the unboxing here. I don't want to give anything away on what's in there, but looking at it, I can see what's in there. And one of those armies is a little secret army I've been working on.
So here you're gonna notice up close is that they snap on. You're still gonna have to glue them.
These are push fit, yes. So usually in these starter boxes, they do the push fit type models. But those push fits, dude, even though like when I first heard about them, I'm like, dude, I'm not fucking 8 years old.
Yeah.
What is this shit? But and then I put some together, I'm like, these are kind of good, dude.
Yeah, I did, I was like looking at this, I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like I
Look at the
haven't
detail on that, man.
Yeah, no. When we're I wanted to do this review and quick boxing. So today's date is 3/14 when I'm recording this, 2023. In
High
Las
day.
Vegas, I've got I don't even have a year. I have until January to get an army painted, play the game, learn the rules, and head out to Vegas because I'm in Southern California and meet some buddies up there like Eric and some other fools. And I'm gonna let Ed know too, man. I'm sure that guy will get
Yeah,
into
give
this.
it a call. January 2024. That's usually, like I said, the Las Vegas Open is the big. That's the consummate gamer convention here in town. It's the largest one here in town. It's I think it's the largest one. I've heard it's the largest 40K in the world, but
No,
it's definitely yeah, dude. They had like the last year at Bally's, I think they had like 1,200 people or some shit,
we're
like
not
a
beating.
thousand
We're not
people.
beating Europe, dude. That ain't happening.
Yeah, yeah,
I can
dude.
see North America, maybe West
No,
Coast.
dude, the world.
Hey, well, somebody
Yeah,
fact check Eric on that in the comments.
I'll but yeah, I'm
Anytime
telling
we
you,
say
man.
something incorrect, please fact check us.
Right.
This is going to be an ongoing series, and I just want to do a box opening and just get my first impression. So, first impression is that these models look not bad, for.
Dude, I'm telling you, GW and their plastics are that's what keeps me in this hobby, dude. Like even 40K when I'm not a big fan of the rules. The rule, especially 40K rules, are just I'm not a big fan of the 40K rules. It's just as a competitive game, I don't know. Just it's
Yeah.
not for me. But and I heard they don't really have that problem with Age of Sigmar. Age of Sigmar is really solid. They got third edition coming out. Or they already have third edition coming out. I think actually I was reading some rumors. The next two armies that come out are the Soul Blight, which are basically vampires, and the Ossiarch Bone Regiment is kind of what Tomb King's kind of morphed into. Weird, it has a weird like Persian kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
Oh, the Killer Boss. Those are the not Gloomspite
So they
gets.
have
They're
some
the
interesting like stat blocks here, and like I said, I'm gonna go into that more in depth. But this is just kind of show you what you get.
unit cards.
Yeah, and I gotta say first, first impression, I like this. I was like, okay, this is different. This is cool.
There's your Fantasy Space Marines.
Yeah, I like these cards. I gotta say, I
Yeah,
really
cards are
do.
dope.
I really like the
It's funny. I
cards.
was I was totally anti card a few
Well,
years ago when they started bringing them all into the games, and now that I'm old and can't remember shit, I'm totally for the cards.
yeah. So we got the rule reference. I heard this was like a they made it simple for fantasy.
Yeah, yeah, it's a simplified version of fantasy, but like I said, there's a lot of cool stuff. I really like. I want to get into more Age of Sigmar. Just right now, I haven't had the time. I haven't had time for anything. I mean, this is our first video in what 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been pretty shite.
Yeah, I know our schedule's been all jacked. But
Oh, look at you! You got. Oh, see, okay, so those are the little movement things. I miss the whippy sticks. Remember the old whippy stick? I
yeah,
call them
the
whippy
red
sticks.
ones, yeah, you could like hurt your
Yeah,
friends
those things.
with.
Oh, I love those, dude.
So this is cool. I mean, most people use the tape measure. I mean,
Yeah, but those are nice though too to have that around.
I gotta say, I do like in this intro set that they give you a double-sided map.
Yeah,
Then
little
that way
playmat.
you and a friend can learn how to play the game,
Mm-hmm.
and so that part's cool. Especially because they only give you a low model count.
Yeah, just a little skirmish game.
It's a little skirmish game, so you can learn the rules. And also, this is terrain too. So
Yeah, you flip that box over, boom,
yeah, so you got your first piece of terrain.
like olden times.
Yeah, so I was like, this is pretty cool. Overall, the cool set.
So now I'm in because okay, now I'm curious because you never told me that you wanted to play in LVO. You just sprung that on me like 2 minutes ago.
Well, no,
So
because you weren't there in the chat, and I was talking with Greg, and I go, hey man, we should head down there for a road trip, and he was like, I don't know, let me think about it. All right, so come with the core rulebook. Eric and I will be doing a more in-depth review of this rulebook. So go get it. Go find somebody and borrow a core rulebook.
me, I think I have one.
You have one like this?
Not a mini one. No, I think I have the big giant one.
No, we see if you can get one of these, exactly this one.
Okay, I'm sure I can. I just ask around.
Yeah, so we can go over
Little
it
Mayday rule
page by
book.
page, and we can start talking about the
Well, and
rules.
see the thing. This is another thing about Age of Sigmar. Age of Sigmar has seasons. It's kind of like what they're doing with what they did with 40K. They're different mission packets. So, like, say the first 6 months or 6 months out of the year, it'll be, a certain realm, and it'll be all about beasts and monsters and big monsters and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And then they'll kind of switch it up. So it's kind of cool. It keeps the game fresh. It doesn't, kind of gives you some
yeah,
new stuff to deal with.
yeah. Like I had opened
So
it up and looked through it earlier, and I was like, this is pretty cool. I could see
yeah,
myself maybe
Age of
getting
Sigmar is dope,
into.
dude. It's good.
I love the artwork on here.
Oh yeah,
Getting
the
into the
artwork's always
game.
good.
One of the big problems that fantasy had that didn't it didn't kill the game, but GW tried to justify making an excuse saying this is what killed the game. Is that with there were so many models you have to have in fantasy, dude. It was like crazy. Deformed regiments and all this, and so actually I stand correct on that last statement. That's what did finally kill fantasy. But
No, what killed fantasy was GW was pouring all the resources in the 40K because that was their cash cow.
And so,
And it came down to intellectual property.
oh,
Because
really?
when they did Age of Sigmar, they changed the spelling of elves and
Oh, yeah, I saw that with
orcs and
orcs
all
and
that
all
other
that.
crap. Yeah.
And they changed the looks on a lot of stuff too because they were tired of people just
Third
printing
party.
their
Yeah.
orcs and stuff like that and doing all kinds of
Hmm.
shenanigans. So,
Dude, they
um,
did the same shit with 40K.
yeah, so we got the high ground rules or the high tournaments, and we got the rules. So this was,
Man, you better start playing too. You gotta get some reps in.
yeah, I know. I
I'll be
don't even know where I gotta
watching.
find a place I gotta go. But the important thing is, I just want to build the army, paint the army, do videos while I'm building and painting the army.
Mm.
Like I said, with Eric, he'll get that rule book so we can go over the rules, so I can learn some things. Um, it's one of those things where I'm not worried about um, when I go there. I can lose every game there, and it's just going to be about me going out to Vegas and hanging out with my friends and having a good time.
Mm.
So, if you guys have any tips, leave them in the comment below. I'm more of an orc player, and it seems like these other guys are
The Cruel
the
Boys.
the the Empire. Well, I'm gonna start buying orcs, but I'm gonna put together both these factions, and I'm gonna paint them
Okay.
both, and then I'm going to start buying orcs. So,
Oh. Now orcs have different you have orcs, you have the goblins, which are the Gloomspite Gits.
yeah,
You have the Cruel Boys, which are the ones in there, and that's I really like the aesthetic of those guys. I kind of got an army of those.
yeah.
They were going to be my secret army.
Ooh,
It
secret
would
army time.
y-
All right, so
yeah,
it looks
because
like.
right now, well, what was that?
Oh, I was just gonna say, it looks like like it's a smaller game, less expensive to collect, but that's so subjective the way they keep
Who
raising their
told you those
price. And as
lies?
we speak,
Who
they've
told you those
already,
lies, Joaquin?
yeah, they've already raised the prices right now, from what I've heard.
Oh yeah, it's just as expensive now.
Yeah,
There's no delusions there, sir.
yeah. So I don't know. It looks fun. This is just a short little preview of what's to come and what I want to do with this channel. And besides, Dungeons and Dragons and occasional Magic the Gathering, I do want to do other things, play opening and reviewing other games. Eric and I still have to do a Star Finder one, which is the Pathfinder space adventure box
Mm.
opening and review. And I just want to branch out and do different things. So if it's like geek related, you're gonna find it on my West Coast Geek channel. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Please support the channel by liking and subscribing and sharing it on social media. We're currently doing the player's handbook. We've already done the monster manual, and we have a few pretty good stories along the way.
Oh yeah, good stories.
Yeah.
Hashtag Titan Love Letter.
I was about to say that, but I was waiting on you. It's like, little
Right? You think I was gonna forget hashtag Titan Love Letter?
hashtag Titan Love Letter. So if you want to know what that's about, look at our monster manual review letter T, and you'll hear about the Titan Love Letter. So yeah, once I get the paints, because I'm gonna order the paint and I'm gonna do a review. Like I'm just doing this step by step, and I'm gonna put together an army. And once I learn the rules, then
Well,
figure out
I
what I
will
want to
tell
do.
you one. I will tell you one clue before you start buying more miniatures. Orcs have a lot of different factions.
Yeah,
So the faction you have in that starter box right there are the Cruel Boys.
yeah.
Then you have your regular orcs, your classic orcs. You have your savage orcs, and then goblins are completely different army now.
Oh, really? See, yeah,
Yes,
that was the other thing. Like, um, I want to buy the army book first.
yes.
Back when I was
So check it
playing
out on the
Warhammer
website.
Fantasy, I would tell people I was like, if you have some friends who have the army, Play that, see if you like it, and then if you're really interested, before you buy anything else, you always buy the army book so you can look through
Yep.
it, see
Always
it,
buy the army
and
book,
be
or go
inspired.
through the website. You
That
know,
too.
you go through, and they're all divided by faction. You know, go through that, see if you like the look of the models, and that's the most important thing. If you don't like the look of the models, you're not going to want to play the army.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna want to paint them either. And that's the other part about this hobby that we're going to be getting to. So, like I said, I would just wanted to do a short video where we're just, I'm just basically saying, hey, I'm getting into Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and if you want to come along with me on that ride, I would appreciate it. So I have till January, till the end of, yeah, till January to get this army all
Get it
prepped
together,
and,
Joaquin.
oh yeah, we'll see what happens, people. So with that, man, we'll catch you later.
See you
All right,
guys.
bye bye.